Welcome to the Animation Station Podcast, your home for discussions and debates about all things animation. Each week, we'll rank, review, and revel in animated shows from yesterday and today, and from around the world. So grab your Acme slingshot, set your mobile suit to autopilot, and put on your mouse ears. The Animation Station Podcast begins now.
Do we really have to talk about The Secret Life of Pets?
We don't have to, but we can. I mean, we watched it.
Yeah.
You were on your phone half the time.
Yes,
so that tells me exactly what you think of it.
It was so bad.
I didn't think it was totally boring.
Mona Lisa was the only good part about that movie.
I liked Mona Lisa. I liked Kevin Hart's character.
God, no, that was just loud and yelly. That's all it was.
That's Kevin Hart. He entertains me.
Yeah.
But I thought the environments were really beautiful in that. I was shocked at how pretty they made New York look and how kind of non-gripping the story was. It was a letdown. I'm glad that we got it because we got a free copy of it basically. But
then you go sell it to vintage stuff.
Glad I didn't pay for it. It didn't end up being that great. But we watched it. We got it out of the way. I'd give it like one Jiminy Cricket.
I'd give it one Dipper Pine.
Yeah. So
that's how good it was.
Yeah.
The only reason is because Jenny Slate was in it, so therefore she gets the one Dipper Pine.
Nice. I like it.
I listen to her and be like, oh, that's Ponyhead.
You're such a nerd.
And what's her name? Bellwether?
I don't know.
Deputy Mayor Bellwether in Zootopia?
I can't remember her. Is it Bellwether?
Or Bellwether? I don't know. I'm guessing it's Belle because she's a sheep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Bellwether.
Yeah.
And then Mona Lisa in Parks and Rec.
Yep.
Her best role with Jean Ralphio.
It's a great show. We were just watching some Chris Pratt bloopers, which were... Or outtakes, yeah, which are amazing. That guy's hilarious.
Oh, he's so funny.
So you're going to roll that into a Jurassic Park watch later today? Nice.
I think it's higher.
Wow.
Can't do it. It's too high.
Doing John Williams proud.
Yeah, you know.
Nice.
Well, I mean, I should do like a whole Sam Neill day and just watch nothing but Sam Neill.
I think that'd be a grave mistake, man.
What?
Outside of the Jurassic Park movies, you're lost.
Event Horizon?
Horrible.
Event Horizon is
terrible,
not horrible.
Terrible movie.
The TV show Alcatraz? That was on Fox for a whole season?
I don't know that. Is he in that?
Yeah.
I'm not aware of that.
The Tudors? He played some cardinal guy who killed himself.
Just stick with Jurassic Park, man. You're good there.
But I'm not going to watch The Lost World. Because that's
fine.
That's garbage.
That's fine.
The only good Jurassic Parks are the ones with Chris Pratt and Sam Neill.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum can't hold a movie. Unless it's The Fly.
He's pretty good in it, though.
Really?
I thought so.
He was just Jeff Goldblum.
That's what he is
and
in,
he was like,
in Jurassic Park.
And he
He's
repeated
awesome.
himself.
You've read the book, right?
Not The Lost World.
No, Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
He's the best character in that book. Like, he's the heart and soul of the whole thing.
I don't know. Lex is pretty great.
Yeah.
Saying, I'm hungry 45 times.
I'm hungry. Yeah. Ian Malcolm's my favorite character. He's awesome.
Tim's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He plays with that baby. I just got through the part where they're still on the tour. It hasn't fully, rained yet.
Mm-hmm.
And, they just left the visitor center.
Okay.
And they were playing with that little baby velociraptor.
Yeah.
I was snuggling up to Tim and was like, oh, I'll put that in the movie. That would be cute.
I know, right? That would have been awesome. Well, you want to kick it off?
Welcome to the Animation Station Podcast. My name is Josh. Joining me is the one and only...
Gavin! Is that excited enough?
Yeah,
I'm excited about me.
You're excited? I'm excited about me. This is episode...
25.
I can't remember anymore.
Yeah, man.
We went into double digits and I just forgot about it.
Yeah. 25. We're getting up there, dude.
We're a quarter of a century.
Yep. We've been around forever.
Well, we can drink now.
Hey. Awesome.
Yay.
Yay.
You had some drinky last night when we watched our movie.
Yeah, your roomie was kind enough to offer me a little bit of whiskey. It was nice.
Well, I noticed he didn't offer you a Sprite and green apple Crown.
Well, I didn't want that. I was already drinking whiskey, so
Whatever.
yeah.
It
No.
wasn't even good whiskey. It was all turkey.
Yeah, whiskey's whiskey.
Yeah, right.
Now.
But it was wild turkey in a glass bottle, not a plastic bottle.
That's true. High class around
high
here.
Class.
High class.
That, there was like 40-something ounces, so I mean, that's why it was glass.
Indeed. So what do we got in the news, dude?
We got a little bit of news. We got a trailer, which you watched this morning, for the new Tangled
series
movie.
Yeah, movie to open the series.
Yeah, kind of like what they did with
that other show.
What's that show? That show I like, Lion Guard.
Oh
they
yeah,
had the Lion Guard movie, which was like 45 minutes,
right?
And then the Lion Guard show.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's probably what we're gonna get. We're gonna get like 45 minutes of a Tangled movie.
What do you think of the style that they're going for in
I like
this?
it.
Do you?
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me
cartoony.
of what they do in the end credits of a lot of the contemporary animated movies, where they do like a kind of a 2D version of those characters, and I think it looks pretty neat. It seems to have the same energy and charm that the movie had, so it looks like it's going to be a pretty good production.
Yeah. What about you, Gavin?
They also put out that super short teaser trailer for the Big Hero 6 series, which is basically just a Baymax cookie with bites being taken out of it.
Eaten.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed about that. It didn't look like they were actually giving us anything but telling us that there's a show coming. So that was kind of weak. But then we also got an extended trailer for Cars 3 that came out since our last episode.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. And it was awesome. So it just gave us a little bit more of the story, a little bit more of imagery. I mean, I'm not going to go into it because
that was the Monday Night Football thing, wasn't
I'm not interested in trailer breakdowns that much. Excuse me. But it did get me more excited. Anytime I get more cars, I get more excited. However, my trepidations are increasing. And I mentioned this last time. We still haven't seen a single citizen of Radiator Springs in any of these images, any of the sound clips, any of the posters, nothing. So, man, they better not be holding out on us.
Well, I mean, they haven't even launched like a full trailer. That was like a teaser, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think you could still call it a teaser. It was longer than the first teaser. It gave us more, but yeah, they're probably still in the teaser range, I guess. I don't know where you cut it off as this is a trailer, this is a teaser. But it's somewhere in there. And
wait till what's the first movie? What's the first Disney movie we get this year?
I don't know.
Is it a Marvel thing?
Probably.
Gross. Yeah, I say wait till the first Marvel movie. They'll probably have something for it. And be like, look, Cars. Here's Radiator Springs. Here's
Beauty and the Beast is the next one. Yeah, okay. So we'll get something probably at that.
Hope he breaks his axle or something. Like, you'll never race again. It's like, watch me. Now, you may think this is weird, but I'm actually kind of, after that last trailer, I'm kind of excited for Cars.
Nice.
I'm just kidding. It's a total lie.
Ouch.
I still have no desire whatsoever.
Dang, dude.
It's like, oh, look, I have a car. It crashed.
Not even a little bit?
It's like, is there insurance in Cars Land? Is it like life insurance for cars?
Probably.
But it's just auto insurance?
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
It's like, I'm sorry, your daddy was totaled on that pileup on I-95. So unfortunately, here's what? What's the cost of a vehicle? Here's, let's see. Well, you didn't have Gap, so...
Oh my gosh. You worked at a credit union.
Here's $5,000. Have fun with that.
Nice. Yeah, auto insurance is the equivalent to life insurance in the Cars universe.
I would pay to see that.
That's
movie.
The moral of the story.
I would pay to see the Blue Cross and Blue Shield, or like the Geico of that.
Right.
That would be good. Like, they should have like that's a sponsorship right there. They go and they have like a little TV thing where it's like Lightning McQueen like in his like on his hospital bed, whatever, and like the little TV's up there and it's playing like a Geico commercials like insurance for you. Like, that would be hilarious.
Nice. Well, get a job at Pixar and you can start putting those things in that you want.
No, I would take a job probably anywhere else than Pixar.
Really?
Yeah. What am I gonna do at Pixar? It's like,
I don't know,
hi, welcome
man.
to Pixar. What's your favorite? Nemo?
No, that can't be your favorite.
What's my favorite?
I don't know, but you don't even like Nemo. There's a couple that you like, don't you?
What are they called? I don't even know. Like,
you don't like any of the Toy Stories?
Not particularly.
Bug's Life.
Bug's Life's Pixar?
Yes.
It's like, I think Bug's Life. That was the first one, right?
That was their second movie.
I guess
after
Toy
Story.
Story would have been the first. She's like ants.
Do you like The Incredibles?
Not really.
Wow. Did you like Inside Out?
Never saw it.
Oh. Ratatouille?
Saw a part of it.
Up?
No, Up was lame.
This is getting sad. We know your opinion of Cars. What about it's on the tip of my tongue. How am I missing all these
I don't know.
movies?
You're the Pixar expert.
Well, maybe you'll like Coco. Maybe that'll be your favorite.
Sure.
Man, so down on the Pixar.
I mean,
well,
maybe if they put something out that's good.
On a positive note, you loved Zootopia, and Zootopia reeled in a major award.
It did. It won a Golden Globe.
Yeah, Best Animated Feature. It's pretty cool.
It's Moana.
Crazy though that they had 2 films come out this year that both got nominated. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and according to the Golden Globes, one was better.
Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of it has to do with Moana had just come out. I don't know if it has been able to prove kind of a lasting whatever. What am I trying to say? Like, Zootopia's been around long enough that we can kind of know that, okay, that's a sticker. Like, that one is set. It is awesome. You know, we appreciate it. We still appreciate it. Moana is so fresh, you kind of have to filter out a lot of the hype, you know, early on. And I wonder if that affects it. I think maybe if it had come out earlier in the year, then maybe they could be judged a little more equally in a lot of ways. And maybe it would have been, I mean, we don't know. It might have won by 1 vote. You know, I don't know how it works. It might have been a really close race and they were splitting hairs. But, I mean, we both agree that we liked Zootopia better. But Moana was fantastic. And I wouldn't be surprised if they split the awards if Moana wins the Oscar. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
It
could be Kubo. It could be something totally else.
I can see Moana taking it for score, and then Zootopia taking it for Best Picture.
Yeah, I can see that too. Yep.
I think everybody should be happy with that.
Oh, I mean, I'm pleased as punch that we just get awesome movies to watch. Yeah. I don't care about the awards,
Kubo,
really.
I was like, Kubo got nominated, but then I was thinking, well, not really a lot came out.
Yeah, not that would be on that level.
Yeah.
Like, those are clearly the 3 that are the best.
But you know what would be even better that would win an animated feature? Your Name. Which I don't think it'll be an animated feature. It'll probably be in foreign language films, yeah.
I see
if it goes in foreign language, it should win hands down.
Yeah. Now, to get it in, they released it like in New York and LA.
It has to play.
But was it the subbed version?
It was the subbed version.
Okay, so I wonder if they're still going to qualify for next year's awards when they release the dubbed, and they could be up for the Academy Award like Spirited Away was.
I don't think
because it didn't go into the foreign category.
I don't think the dub would do it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Do we have a date for that yet?
Nope, still nothing.
Man, I'm dying to see that movie, man.
But did get some casting news out of some fun anime. Fuyuka is getting an English dub on Funimation.
That's a dangerous name to say.
Nope, it's not. It's Fuuka, Fuyuka.
Oh, man, I could screw that up real bad.
Because it's the spin-off series to Suzuka.
Okay.
Fuyuka is Suzuka's daughter.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that.
First one's about
you're not
track.
surprised.
First one's about track and love. Second one is about
track, like running races.
Yeah, like running races,
okay.
like track and field. About track and love.
Okay.
And then this one is about a band and love.
Oh.
Because so Fuyuka is Suzuka's daughter, and her dad, who's the main character, whose name I can't remember. Does
it rhyme with the other two?
No, it may be Rin. I could be wrong. He goes to the Olympics, and it's a great story. Love the manga. He goes to the Olympics. They win second place with like Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So he's an Olympian. So Fuyuka, the track team, wants her to join the track.
Mm-hmm.
Like, your dad's an Olympian, so you have to have some of his blood.
Right.
But she doesn't want to join track, so she joins a band. Then something happens around chapter 50. Can't say.
Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
Yikes.
It's sad. Very. I mean, great show. Watch it, guys. Happy fun times all around. There should be a beach episode.
Any more news? Or is that it?
I don't know what else we got.
Yeah, I don't have anything else. So, you want to go ahead and kick off our topic of the day?
Yeah, we've blabbered. I can't say blabbered.
Blabbered?
We talked long enough.
We did.
About random garbage.
Random stuff. That's what we do.
All right. So, Gavin,
yeah.
What did we watch this yesterday? I'm not going to clap. What did we watch yesterday, Gavin?
We watched Disney's Atlantis, a 2001 film that I feel like is often forgotten. Not a lot of people, it doesn't come to a lot of people's mind right away when they're thinking of movies, even though it was done this century and, they haven't done that many movies since 2000. But I feel like it's one of the last ones that people think of. So I kind of wanted to throw it in our mix and talk about it. I have some mixed opinions on it.
Well, this was their first animated science fiction feature film, right?
Probably. I'm trying to think if we could consider anything else before it's science fiction, and I don't think so. I think this would be the first sci-fi movie.
Nice.
It was followed up by Lilo and Stitch, which I kind of consider science fiction-y in and of itself because it's an alien encounter movie.
But Atlantis was first.
Atlantis was first. So it sits right between Emperor's New Groove and Lilo and Stitch in the chronologic list of films. And I think that's part of the reason it gets lost, because both of those were big hits and are well loved by people. And this one was a flop, first of all. It was not a financial success. It basically came right on the heels of what was at the time by far the most successful DreamWorks movie, which was Shrek. And I don't know what your thoughts are on Shrek, but I'm not
Hot street trash.
I'm not a big fan of it either. But that thing was such a huge commercial success, and Atlantis just got crushed by it. It just didn't survive that summer, and I don't believe they turned a profit on it. It lost money. So, it was,
I can see that.
One of the reasons it was kind of on that slow march towards them shutting down 2D and going only to 3D because of things like that not being successful. So it's an interesting movie. We've got some really big names in the industry working on it. It was directed by Truesdale and Wise, the people that worked on Beauty and the Beast, Hunchback, Don Hahn of Beauty and the Beast and Lion King. He's the producer. I mean, so big names. We had Joss Whedon worked on the story of this movie.
Really?
Yeah. Mike Mignola.
It does seem like Joss Whedon.
Yeah, it kind of has that. Mike Mignola, the creator of Hellboy, is one of the production designers, and you can kind of see that in a lot of the character design, I feel like. Kind of the squared fingertips and the facial features and things like that. Yeah, everything. It's very Mignola stylized look to it. So he put his mark on it. So I mean, it had a lot of big things going. It had a big voice cast. Michael J. Fox, James Garner, Leonard Nimoy. It had a lot of big names. But I don't know. For me, I love the concept of this movie. I like science fiction. I like all of the mythology behind Atlantis. But I don't know. The story seems to kind of not... It has rough spots in it, and there's continuity issues, which we identified like every 5 minutes.
Well, there's that continuity issue at the very beginning where he's wearing, like when he's doing his presentation and he's wearing a sweater vest.
Yeah.
And then it just disappears and he's wearing a regular vest.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that was quick.
Yeah. There are just things like that all throughout it. And I don't know. I feel like this could have been absolutely amazing. And parts of it I feel like are. Like, I love the concept that they came up with for the city of Atlantis.
Yeah.
Where it is, like, today.
Yeah, like
what it looks like.
Yeah, going with what you were saying, like, the mythology in the movie is solid.
Yeah.
It works.
I
And
agree.
it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And the premise of it, he's going to go find Atlantis. This is how they do it and everything like that. It's kind of like, okay, yeah, I mean, I guess that makes it... You can, suspension of belief that they created this big, huge, like what you were saying, Jules Verne style submarine with all this stuff. I mean, you can say, okay, yeah, sure, that guy's rich enough.
Right.
Why not?
Yeah.
But then when you get into like some of the story elements,
then
it gets a little bit wonky.
Right.
Like,
I agree.
Basically the whole part with is it Kita?
Yes.
Kita, the whole part with Kita being like the heart of Atlantis and so that's where they lost me. And then you went a little bit too much. If you just been like, oh yeah, it's this big crystal thing and we're gonna steal the crystal, okay, makes sense.
Right.
You can do that. That's totally fine. But she becomes the crystal, and I found something.
Yeah, they don't really do a good job of really kind of fleshing that out and explaining it and making it believable.
I was thinking about something. They also never, said what was the thing that actually caused the first tidal wave.
Right.
Like Leonard Nimoy's like, yeah, we had war, and then the gods did this to us. It's like, so did the Greek gods really go and destroy Atlantis? And where are they if they're real? Yeah. It's like, is that like a Hercules type thing? Like was Rip Torn up as Zeus? We're like, you know what? Did that happen? Or is James Woods just really angry down there?
Yes, another episode. That's 25 out of 25 where we've mentioned Hercules. Sorry, keep going.
But here's what I was thinking. Okay, so at the very end of the movie, spoilers for the movie that came out 15 years ago. Yeah. 17, 16 now. So here's the thing. So Kita goes up, she becomes the heart of Atlantis, and then she floats back down into Michael J. Fox's arms.
Right.
Right? So did that happen to her mom too, and her mom just floated down and drowned?
That's an excellent question.
That's what I'm going to go with. It's like, and by the way, Disney, I want to know, because I'm betting it's this movie, killed more people than any other Disney movie.
A lot of people are lost in this
Star
movie.
Wars. Because let's see, at the very beginning, we have those people, some of them get inside the shield. The rest of Atlantis, totally dead.
Gone, yeah. 90% of the expedition, gone.
Yeah.
Because they said they left with 200 people.
200, it's not even 90%. It's all of them, but
20 people.
No, not even the 20 people. Because they all die too.
Well, at that moment.
Oh, yeah, at
and
that
then
moment.
Later, they lose more. Yeah.
They keep losing people. And the only ones that live are the ones that have names, pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
That's it. Our happy characters.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones that live. Everybody else, totally dead.
Right.
I bet this movie kills more people than any Disney movie.
It'd be interesting to do a body count.
Maybe John Carter.
Oh gosh.
Well,
animated,
at least animated wise. I'm gonna say it's probably this movie.
I mean, surely there's anime where there's more death.
Oh yeah, but we're not. I mean, I'm talking Disney animation.
Oh yeah,
I'm talking
Disney
animated movie.
Yeah, I don't think anything is anywhere
as
close. Yeah, I agree.
It is a darker movie, and
that's true.
And I can understand how some of
lot
of this goes over kind of kids' heads.
Yeah,
I mean, just in our background in sci-fi with all the stuff we watch.
Yeah,
we got it.
Yeah, but, and I think they tried a little too hard to please the adult audience. They were making a lot of adult jokes in it that don't really come off. I don't know. I just feel like they lost their way a little bit on this movie.
Like everything with Ernest.
But you mentioned the science fiction stuff, and I think that a lot of what was happening in the creation of this movie was driven by a lot of people at the studio who love science fiction. They were clearly just trying to make this a true science fiction epic. I mean, we can't ignore the fact that this is very much like Stargate.
It's very much like
I mean,
Stargate.
the Milo, the main character, is very much like Daniel Jackson of Stargate. And
we didn't even
there's
just
a
talk
bit
about,
of an
we
Indiana
can just
Jones.
say the movie, because he's
Yeah.
basically like James Spader's character.
Yeah.
He's this like,
And then at the end, he stays.
and he stays.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, there's so
Stays
many
with the girl.
similarities, and he's the guy, the nutso guy that nobody believes his theories, but they're true, and we find out, and blah blah blah.
What if the ancient Egyptians were aliens?
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar. And then, interestingly enough, we mentioned Leonard Nimoy, but there are many, or not many, but several Star Trek things about this movie. I'm going to read a paragraph now from this book in front of me, the Animated Movie Guide.
Is that one of the things you got from D23?
No, this
No,
is
it's something you bought.
Yeah, this is something I bought at Half Price Books.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's in really good condition for being at half price.
It is. It's a fantastic book, but it's one of the things that I use for research for our episodes.
Nice.
So I'm just going to read this paragraph because I find it very interesting. This is for all you Trekkies out there. The film may have taken place under the sea, but its connections to deep space were many, courtesy of Star Trek. Captain Rourke's middle name is Tiberius, evoking another famous captain. Of course, we're talking about James T. Kirk there.
Well, what's Rourke's first name? James Tiberius Rourke.
I don't know.
That'd be
That's funny, though. The character Fenton Q. Harcourt is an inversion of Harcourt Fenton, seen in the Star Trek episode Mudd's Women. Do you remember that episode?
I remember Henry Mudd.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So that's a reference to that. Mark Okrand, is how I think you say that, who invented both the Vulcan and Klingon languages, created the Atlantean lingo for the movie. And production designer Jim Martin crafted spaceships for Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And Jim Martin is the production designer who designed all the vehicles in this movie, like the submarine and all the little Atlantean ships. He's also the ship designer on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. So there's clearly a huge sci-fi nerd thing happening on the production of this movie with all of those references, all of those similarities. And I think it could have been amazing, but I don't know, they tried to shove too much in there, and it just didn't kind of come out perfectly. But
I was going to say it falls short, but it's like, no, it reached too far.
Right. I agree with that. There are some really cool things about this movie, though. I think that, like I said before, the design of Atlantis is amazing. I love that whole environment that they created, and the concept of it being, I mean, it's like a physical impossibility that it's this floating disc, basically, of ocean and a city island in the middle, and the ocean is basically eternally waterfalling off the edges and renewing somehow. Like, how does it not just empty out? But there's that, and then there's that cool defense mechanism they have, which basically is the bubble.
The Leviathan?
Yeah, and those huge machine robot characters, like, spring out of the sea and clap their hands, and that force field protection happens. I think that's so cool. Like, the visualization of that is amazing. And so all of that is cool. The ship design and vehicle design in this movie is amazing, and I think a lot of the character design is really interesting too. I love the Atlantean people a lot.
They're cool.
I really like some of the expedition characters. They tended to get a little too almost stereotypy.
Oh, you mean with Sweet?
Yeah.
My gosh.
And
but he was great.
The mechanic,
I loved his character.
Who was basically Chell from The Road to El Dorado. And I I like is he like Russian or Eastern European kid, the demolition guy?
I think is he French? No, he's not
No,
French.
the
He's gotta be
mole
Russian.
mole is
I hated
French.
the mole.
Yeah, it's such a weird character. I don't know. They kind of tried to go all over the place with the character design.
It's a very multiracial and ethnic crew.
Yeah, which is cool, and that's another very Star Trek-y thing to do.
That they all kill.
Yeah, pretty much.
Disney killed women in this movie too. Killed a lot of women in this movie.
They killed everybody, dude.
They killed a lot of people.
Lots of killing. All right, so the characters for me kind of all over the place, but I find their interactions pretty good, especially the demolitions guy. I love his interactions with Milo and with the mole character. I think he's got that dry sarcasm thing going, and it's perfect. Honestly, the one that I had the biggest problem with is Milo. I love Michael J. Fox, but
his character was...
I feel like it was kind of overacted or like over-exaggerated. I mean,
with all his hand gestures whenever he's trying to make a point.
Like, and I didn't think he needed to be so goofy all the time. You know, like, I don't know. It's weird. They went so extreme with so many things in this movie that parts of it end up being kind of silly. But I don't know. It's a movie that I always come back to. Like, I've watched this movie time and time again. You know, you said this is the first time that you've seen it since you saw it as a kid when it came out.
Theaters.
Yeah,
and that was the last time.
You would have been 13,
like
10. No, you were born in
88.
8. So this was 2001. So you'd have been 12 or 13, depending on when it came out.
Probably 12.
Yeah.
Unless it came out in December.
So, do you remember liking it as a kid?
Not really.
You don't remember, or you didn't really like it?
I don't really. I remembered the story, and I was waiting for the stuff to happen because I knew it was happening.
Right.
But I didn't remember, liking it or not. It's just, it's one of those that you'll watch it, and then in like a week's time, you'll forget it. It'll just be gone. I mean, like, there's really no substance to it. It's just kind of there, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah. And it's just forgettable.
Yeah, in a way, I agree with that.
It's one of those. Maybe I'll wait another like 20-something years before I see this movie again.
Yeah.
Because I don't really need to see it again.
Well, the reason I asked if you remembered liking it as a kid is I think that might be one of the reasons it is more forgotten. Because, people that saw it back in 2001 and now maybe have kids of their own, that's not the first one they're going to go to show their kids. No. And I don't think there's much in it for kids. And that's tough for Disney because, I mean, that really still is their core audience for Disney animated films, is kids. If kids don't like it, then the movie isn't going to go off. If kids love it, Frozen, it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
And so I think this movie suffers from trying to please the adult audience too much and forgetting about the kids.
So Titan AE?
Well, Titan AE was not really designed for kids.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what they were trying to kind of go after.
Was that PG-13, isn't it?
Titan AE?
Yeah.
Yeah. This one's PG, but I mean, because they don't show a lot of the death. If they showed a lot of the death, then it would be
they leave it implied,
stricter rating.
Like,
yeah,
and they do that a couple times. Like when the shield goes up, there's people like banging on the shield.
Oh yeah, that's hard, man.
And then what's her? I can't remember the mechanic girl.
Yeah, I don't remember her name.
Like you see like these 3 engineers like running through this door, and 2 of them come through, and she like closes the bulkhead.
Right.
It's very, very Titanic-y, and they're like, oh well, that guy didn't make it.
Yeah. So.
And really, it's one of those like, there's no reason he couldn't have made it. It's not like there was a tidal wave coming for them. There was just a little water coming in. He could have waited till he got on, but it doesn't matter because he would have died anyway because the whole thing blew up.
Right. So where do you kind of like, where would you recommend this movie for anybody?
I would recommend it like say you have a child.
Mm-hmm.
And your child is really big into sci-fi.
Right.
Like, say your child was me.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've watched the Star Treks, they've watched the Star Wars, they've watched the Stargate, they've watched all that stuff, and they're really big on this stuff, and they read a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Then they can watch that. I would
I
say
agree.
they would probably find this enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, even, I'm sure back when I was younger, because I had watched everything, probably found this enjoyable. But again, it's just you'll forget about it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
This movie.
I agree with that. I think that the right kid would probably like it, and they would have to really be into sci-fi. That's the reason I always come back to it, because I've always been fascinated with, the idea of Atlantis and it being a super advanced civilization, but in ancient times, and it being lost and possibly refound. That mystery and idea is very intriguing to me. So that's one of the reasons I always come back to it. I love the movie Stargate, and that kind of plays on similar ideas and mythologies. And I don't know, that kind of thing just really delights me. And so I keep coming back to this movie. I keep concluding the same thing, that, they missed the mark, or like you said, they tried to reach too far. But I don't know, there's something about it that I keep coming back to. And I don't know, I would basically still only recommend it for adults that are at least moderate science fiction fans or have a passing interest in science fiction. For the general, just animation person that just wants an animated movie, not so much. I wouldn't recommend it.
Pick up Emperor's New Groove for Lilo and Stitch. You can kind of skip this one.
I kind of agree, yeah. So I think that's my final thoughts on it. You want to rate this movie real quick?
Yeah, well, what do you got for this puppy?
Well, I don't think we're going to both give it a 5 like we've done the last 4 movies in a row or something like that.
I think it's been longer than that.
I think that this is going to be my first below average rating that I've given on the show. And I'm going to give it 2 Jiminy Crickets.
I'm also going to give it 2 Dipper Pines.
Ah, we're tied again.
Yeah. Only because it's just not that good. There's way better Disney movies.
Yeah.
You want to watch something that has anything to do with mythology that's a Disney movie?
Hercules.
Pop up Hercules. I mean, it's better.
Yeah.
Just by far.
Yeah.
And it looks like they even steal the clouds from Hercules at the beginning.
A little bit. Yeah. I think it's an interesting movie, and I'm glad we watched it and got to talk about it, because I wanted to talk about this movie. We were originally going to include it in our science fiction month, but I'm glad we went ahead and did it now and kind of talked about some of those things, and it kind of, to me, helps me get even more excited for the amazing movies we've picked out for our sci-fi month.
We picked out a couple amazing movies.
Yeah.
One of your movies is a little bit...
Well, we'll see. I think it's going to be an enjoyable month.
Test it.
Nice.
But no, I mean, we did some good stuff this week. We got anime figured out.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We've got that all planned out. We're excited. So
still lining up some of the special things.
Yep, special things in the works, indeed. So we're looking forward to a lot of things on our show. We've got a lot of interesting movies coming out this year. So what movies are coming out this year that you're looking forward to the most?
Me?
Yeah.
Your Name?
I think that's going to be second on my list
to Cars?
Cars 3. And then I'm definitely looking forward to, right around the corner, I'm super looking forward to the Lego Batman movie. I've just been wanting a good animated comedy for a long time. I thought Secret Life of Pets was going to be that and was disappointed by it. So I'm really craving a good animated comedy, and that looks hilarious.
Boss Baby still looks pretty funny. I'm waiting for Boss Baby.
That one looks pretty funny. The content, that kind of storyline, I'm not that interested in.
I'm just mainly worried about the little boy, because I'm like, oh, he kind of looks like the little boy from Storks.
Yeah, a little bit. It's kind of the same.
What Disney animated is coming out this year?
Disney feature films does not have an animation coming out this year.
We've got
it's 2 Pixars.
We had 2 Disneys
and
last
a Pixar.
Year, and then this year we've got 2 Pixars.
Yep. So I don't think I
wonder what Disney's going to do next.
I think their next one is gigantic, right? The Jack and the Beanstalk
Oh,
one?
yeah.
I think so. It could be cool.
I think if they do it right, I think it could be cool.
Yeah, I agree. Did you ever see The Big Friendly Giant?
It's like reverse Ponyo.
Kind of. Did you ever see The Big Friendly Giant?
No.
I didn't either.
It looked good.
Yeah, I was kind of excited about it, but it didn't end up looking that great. But I think I'll probably still stream it if I can find it and see.
More excited for some anime that's coming out this year.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Movie-wise, it's definitely Your Name.
Your Name's definitely up there. I'm so excited about that. So anyway, I think we should ask our listeners what they're looking forward to as well. And maybe we'll keep track of what they said, and maybe we'll give something away because of it.
You're not supposed to tell them that,
Well,
Gavin.
Why not? We want to incentivize it.
I had no comeback for that.
Okay, good. So, you want to go into a top 5?
Sure, why not?
Let's do it. Are you ready to do this, Josh?
Let's do it.
All right, our top 5. Since Atlantis is a science fiction adventure film, we decided to rank our top 5 animated adventure movies.
Whoa, what?
What do you mean, what?
It was adventure movies? I just did top adventures.
Oh, I mean, if you have animated series on there, that's fine.
Oh, okay, yeah. I just did top adventures.
Yeah. We write our own rules, so whatever. Now, this is going to be interesting, I think, because when you say adventure story or adventure movie or adventure series, whatever it is, I feel like there are broad definitions here, and people are going to think of very different things. So I'm really interested to see which direction you took with this. Because I kind of have a clear definition of what I feel an adventure movie is.
Yeah, I want to see where yours is going.
It's basically, I feel like there has to be a journey to a foreign or exotic place, or some sort of, travel involved, some sort of mission, some sort of holy grail at the end, something like that. That's kind of how I see adventure. Like Raiders of the Lost Ark, to me, is the ultimate adventure film.
Last Crusade's great.
Last Crusade is awesome.
Because it's got Sean Connery.
Yeah, he's great. But so when I say adventure, the very first thing I think of is Indiana Jones. So that's kind of the standpoint I come from. So you ready to do this?
Yeah, what you got?
All right. My number 5 is from DreamWorks Animation. I don't think you've seen this. It's Sinbad.
Yeah, I have seen the Voyages of Sinbad.
No, the DreamWorks movie. Duh.
I've seen the 7th Voyage of Sinbad.
Which is amazing. I own it. It's great.
Yeah, it's right over there.
But Sinbad is...
That's John Wayne's son.
Who?
Sinbad.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow. I did not know that.
I think. Maybe not the 7th. He's one of the Sinbads. John Wayne's son is one of the Sinbads.
Okay. We'll have to look that up and research it. But in this one, Brad Pitt is Sinbad. And I think it's an underrated movie. It's a really fun, adventure-filled movie. They throw in the whole mythological story of his voyage. And I think it's great. It's got great action, great animation. It's a really neat movie. You haven't seen it, right?
I don't remember. I probably have.
I think we've talked about it before. I don't think you've seen it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love it. That's my number 5.
I was thinking maybe we could do Adventure April.
We could. We thought about doing
something already planned for April. So
yeah, that's true.
Which we're gonna have to announce in the next couple episodes.
Yeah. We will. Something big on the horizon, people. What's your number 5, Josh?
So for my number 5, I went with a little anime.
Uh-huh.
I went with High School of the Dead.
Oh, you've talked about this one before on the show.
I showed you that one clip of High School of the Dead.
So what makes this an adventure to you?
Well, they have to get away from zombies, man. It's basically like Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, okay.
There's a bus at one point, and they all drive in a little bus. But yeah, nice. it's their whole part of getting away from the zombies and the people that they meet along the way. They end up, basically taking care of this little girl and this dog along the way because, something happens to her.
So along the way, are they trekking towards something?
Yeah,
or away from something?
They're trying to get out of, because they're in the center of Tokyo, and they're trying to get not there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
And it's their whole entire journey.
Nice.
And unfortunately, it will never come to an ending.
Why?
The author of the manga got sick and just hasn't completed it. So they ran out of story, so they're just kind of like done, I guess. Can't come out with any more.
Because they were relying on the manga? That's such an interesting thing that happens with anime.
You've talked about that before.
Yeah, like, just I don't understand why they're so reliant on another media. Like, why can't they just continue on the story themselves?
They did one. They did a little OVA, which was not written by the author or anything like that, and it was not good.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm with High School of the Dead.
Cool. Good pick.
Look it up, kids. Look it up on YouTube. There's one scene. Just look that fun. That's fun.
All right. So my next pick at number 4 is a Pixar movie. And this one, to me, was an obvious choice. The tagline of this movie is Adventure is Out There. I'm going with the movie Up.
Oh, I thought you were going with Finding Nemo.
No,
I was like,
no,
that's
no,
literally an adventure.
Yeah, I mean,
Finding Nemo.
I guess it is. It just, that's not my favorite Pixar movie. But Up is fantastic. And it truly, to me, is an adventure. It's also very poignant. And it's, this guy just in his last, years is basically saying, well, I never was able to actually go on that adventure that we planned on our whole lives. So now I'm going to just do it for my dead wife and, it'll mean something. And it's very poignant the way that they do it. And they do go out and find adventure. And he ends up having a kid stow away with him. And they have that freaking bird that follows them everywhere. And
Jeff?
Is it Jeff?
I don't know.
It's got a name.
The dog's Doug.
Doug's the dog, yeah. The only thing I don't like about that movie is all of the talking dogs. I think they're kind of silly. I like Doug.
Or just
I think
the
he's
second
funny.
half of the movie.
No, I don't agree with that. But I don't know. To me, that's just like a great, fun, comical adventure. I mean, aside from all the crying, because Pixar has to rip your heart out.
Beginning.
But I don't know. I like that movie. I think it's a great, easily rewatchable movie.
Okay.
Do you like Up at all?
No.
We went through the list earlier. I don't.
No.
That's lame,
and
man.
it's not because it's sad. It's just I remember I did see it in theaters.
Mm-hmm. Such a beautiful movie, man. The animation's great.
Why not?
No, it is.
Oh, sure, why not?
Oh my gosh.
I've only seen it the once, and once is way plenty. It's
way plenty.
It's really one too many times. Because I'd rather have the WALL-E's a Pixar movie.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
like
true.
WALL-E.
Oh my gosh. You have your own rules for every single movie. It's like a separate set of rules for each movie.
I know, and coming from me, that's freaking hilarious.
That's so dumb.
Okay, my number 4. All right. I went with another anime. Went with Attack on Titan.
Oh, okay.
And it's like the 3rd-ish story arc in the first season called the Scouting Mission.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's when all the Scout Corps, they go out and they're on this mission, and we don't really know what the mission is. There's a whole bunch of like double crosses and everything. Because I know some people haven't seen Attack on Titan, so I kind of don't want to spoil it.
Right.
Because it actually is a really good part that makes you think in the show.
Okay.
Because you're like, oh man. Because you're like, oh yeah, we know who the bad guys are. Oh, but wait, do we know who the bad guys are? Is this a bad guy? And then it's like, there's the reveal.
So there's some twists involved.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
It's very good.
That's awesome. I love a good twist.
Yep. So yeah, I'm going to go with Attack on Titan.
Nice. Excellent. Is all of yours anime?
No.
Okay.
That's the almost last one.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm going with a classic animated film from the 80s, I believe. I didn't look up the years of all of these.
The Last Unicorn?
No. I went with An American Tail.
5-0?
Yes.
Which go west.
Is basically, to me, an adventure film because it's about, immigrants leaving their home, crossing an ocean to, what they feel is going to be this promised land, and then, the adventure that ensues, both during the journey and then once arriving. I mean, it's a great tale. I love it. I'm always entertained by that movie. I think it's got good music, great animation. It's awesome. Do you like that movie?
Which one?
An American Tail. Are you listening to me at all?
I was looking up some stuff, sir.
Okay.
So you can calm down, mister.
Sorry. That's a good movie, man.
It's all right. I like Goes West better than I like the first
Really?
one. Yeah.
Do you like Rescuers Down Under better than The Rescuers?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Because there's
That's
a
crazy
cool
talk.
Because there's a cool Crocodile Dundee mouse that has a hat. Do any of them have hat? Well, I guess
cool.
Bernard technically has a hat, but it's not a cool hat. It's like a driver's cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a cool. I think he's got a cool hat, man.
Yeah, he does.
Cool hat.
He's pretty cool.
So what are we on?
We're on number 3.
My number 3 went with something from Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise, surprise. Went with Gravity Falls.
Nice.
It's all one adventure. Dipper trying to figure out who the author is.
I agree.
It takes a season and a half to figure out who the author is.
Yep.
Then we find out it's J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, it is.
It's J. Jonah Jameson himself.
I did not even think about Gravity Falls, and I'm trying to think now if it would have made my list. It is a really good adventure. And it's kind of a unique adventure because to me it's clearly adventure, but even in my own rules where I feel like they have to journey to somewhere or trek to somewhere, they don't do that in this. They're pretty much all in Gravity Falls the whole time.
Their element. So I mean,
that is true.
They're
not
at
home.
From Piedmont to Oregon.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
true.
Like a 2 state.
That's true.
State away or something. I don't know where Oregon's at. I think it's up.
It's north of California. Good job.
Doesn't it go like California, Oregon, Washington?
That's correct.
Okay, I remember.
That's the left side of America.
Because iCarly was in Seattle.
Wow.
It was up in Washington.
Unbelievable.
What?
Nothing.
What's wrong? What's wrong, Gavin?
Just another example of our age difference right there.
Well, no, that should be embarrassing for me too.
No, you have no shame, Josh.
But yeah, Gravity Falls is a great.
That's excellent.
Yeah. And
yeah,
Dipper
I love
Mabel.
that show. I don't think I know the answer to this. Who's your favorite character on that show?
Dipper.
Is it Dipper?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know.
There's a lot of people that hate Dipper.
Really?
And I don't understand why.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. Everyone
I like
loves
him.
Mabel. Everybody loves Mabel.
She's pretty delightful. I like Dipper
also
better than Mabel.
But yeah, and it's also one of those Mabel's great, but Dipper's Dipper. He's the one that figures everything out. The story is from his point of view.
Yeah, he's clearly the main character.
I mean, even in the first episode, and we only get it one time, and it's a voiceover. Actually, they may have done it in the last one. Did they do it in Weird Mageddon Part 3?
Do what? You haven't said.
A voiceover?
Oh, like a narrator?
Yeah. Did they do that in the last one? I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
I know they do it in the very first episode, like in the first episode, Tourist Trapped. So they do it there, but then they never do it again through the series unless they do it in part 3 Weird Mageddon.
I don't think they do. I don't think they do.
I saw it. I've only seen it twice because it made me cry. So I was like, can't watch it anymore.
That's a good adventure if it makes you cry. Back to me?
Yep, 2.
All right, number 2. I'm going back to DreamWorks. So I got 2 DreamWorks films on my list.
The Road to El Dorado?
Which means I've only got 1 Disney movie on my whole top 5, which is crazy. And yes, you guessed it. It is The Road to El Dorado. I think this is a quintessential adventure movie. I almost put it as my number 1, but I think it's perfect. It's got amazing animation, incredible adventure, great environments and exotic locations, mythology, action, conquistadors. It's amazing. I love it.
I like it. It's all right.
It's so good, dude.
Well, now I'm worried about your number 1 pick.
Yeah,
it was a really good pick. at Road to El Dorado.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of down right now because I'm really hoping this isn't number 1. Because if it is, I'm going to leave. And you'll have to edit this yourself.
Really?
Yes.
What are your fears that it's going to be?
I have fears.
Okay, well, tell me, after I reveal, you'll tell me if, like, what you were fearing.
For my number 2,
mm-hmm.
I went with Digimon, Digital Monsters.
How is Digimon an adventure?
Are you kidding me? 7 young kids go to camp for the summer and they wind up living in a digital land where everybody gets to meet their own Digimonster, a digital companion, a digital friend.
I guess I think of it just as like the game that they play.
They don't play it. What game did they play?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it, I guess. I thought it was just like people standing in front of each other and like,
that's Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'm playing this.
That's Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when they play their cards.
My bad.
And Yu-Gi-Oh! Will banish you to the Shadow Realm.
So in Digimon, they actually go out and do things.
Yeah.
Adventure. Quest.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
and
didn't
like
realize
their whole quest
that.
is like they're trying to get home.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then they finally get home, but then they have to go back to the digital world to defeat the Dark Masters. That's like the last little arc of the first series.
Mm-hmm.
That's the arc I put in here when they have to defeat the Dark Masters.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Okay. I'm learning something on this show. I had no idea that that's what the premise of that movie or series was.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yeah, they don't play cards. It was a card game. It turned into a card game, but they don't play cards.
Okay. Got it.
All right, Gavin. What do you got?
Well,
do you have any honorables?
I do have a few honorable mentions. I put Atlantis in there just because I do think it is an epic adventure, even though we don't rate it that highly. I put Treasure Planet on there, which I think is a better science fiction adventure that they did a few years later. I put Emperor's New Groove on there, excuse me, because I think that's pretty adventure-filled, and who doesn't want to trek with a llama? And then I also put Tangled on there, because I find that pretty adventure-filled.
Yeah, it's adventure-filled. I wouldn't say it's an adventure movie. Well, I guess she is trying to find the lights.
It's kind of on the borderline for me. It's not what I would consider necessarily a true adventure film in my true sense of the word, but it was close, and I just love that movie so much. I wanted to give it an honorable mention. Shout out.
Add that to my list of things to watch today.
Nice. It's an epic list right now.
Yep.
Honorable mentions for you?
Yeah, I had a couple.
Okay.
I've got Archer Vice, so season 4, I believe, of Archer. You came in while I was watching some of it last night.
And there was
crocodiles,
flaming raft, and crocodiles.
I guess technically South America, so I guess it would have been alligators.
No,
they would have been crocodiles.
Yeah. In the Americas, it's alligators. In Africa, it's crocodiles, right?
But they're in the Amazon,
which is
South
in the Americas.
Yeah. So it would be alligators.
Yeah. Right.
Well, why'd you say crocodiles?
I don't know, dude. Now I'm all mixed up.
So anyway, Archer
They're
Vice.
reptilians.
Yeah, the big caiman things. And then I put the Genesis Evangelion, because you got to defeat those angels, man. And Shinji needs to get in the robot.
Word.
And then Shinji and Asuka get together.
See, to me though, there's some sort of breaking point between science fiction and adventure, where, I mean, that's part of the reason why I didn't include Atlantis too, where some things I see as more just science fiction, and I see Evangelion as science fiction.
It is. They really don't do any adventures.
Right.
I just wanted to put them on there.
Well, that's a good pick.
Because I put Shinji on last week. So.
All right, Josh.
Okay, what do you got? Gavin, what's your number 1?
Hold on to your butts. There's a
I
Jurassic
doubt it's
Park
Jurassic
one for
Park.
you. No, it's not. But I'm about to either make you run from the room or just relax. I don't know. I'm going with Disney's Aladdin.
Oh, okay.
What did you think it was going to be?
I thought it was going to be Pinocchio. How did I thought it was going to be Pinocchio?
Ridiculous. You know, I thought of it. It was in consideration.
Because they go to exotic locations, and he does go to exotic locations. I thought you were going to do it.
They do, but the way that it's played out, I mean, like the oceanic segment where they're underwater and then when they're dealing with Monstro, like that's kind of an adventure segment of the movie. But no, I didn't ultimately define that one as an adventure film. So
see, well, here's the thing. I'll hear your reasoning, but I don't see Aladdin as an adventure.
To me, it is because now, granted, he's
we'll
not necessarily trekking to an alternate place, but he is trying to move up to a different station in his community, and he does actually end up on adventures, such as being led to the Cave of Wonders and everything that ensues after that.
But that's his only thing. He goes to the Cave of Wonders, and then everything else is in Agrabah. Because we start in Agrabah. He goes to the Cave of Wonders, and he comes back, and they never leave Agrabah again.
Right. I mean, I agree that it's not much of a journey as far as, travel distance and travel time.
Yeah.
But I feel like he does do some of that, and he is mixed up in this crazy adventure with the genie and wishes and being pursued and being thrown in prison and, getting to go to the Cave of Wonders and see magical things and then escaping and flying to wherever that oasis is where they, land and then meeting the princess and falling in love and, then trying to woo her as somebody else. And then on a whole new world, they do fly all over the world, or at least the Middle East and Asia.
I was about to say, fly all over the world. They go 4 miles out and come back.
No, they end up in China. They're on the top of a temple watching a dragon and fireworks.
Do they?
Yes.
I haven't seen Aladdin in years.
Oh
I don't remember.
Gosh. So to me, it is an adventure, and it's and a lot of it is it's an adventure for the audience because we get to be in that exotic location and watching all these fun events play out. So I just think it qualifies to me as an adventure movie, and on the list of adventure movies, to me, it's clearly the best one. So that's getting my top spot.
Okay.
But it was real close with Road to El Dorado because I feel like that is, in the truest sense of the word, an adventure film.
I would have put El Dorado over Aladdin.
Yeah, I just couldn't because I feel like Aladdin is superior.
Don't let your love for Disney blind the fact that we're talking about adventures.
No, I didn't. It's not about Disney. It's a better movie. And I think if they're both in the category,
but is it a better adventure movie?
I mean, I think it is because we're really splitting hairs here.
We are.
I think that it might not fit as perfectly my definition of adventure as Road to El Dorado, but I wasn't ranking which fit my definition the best. I'm ranking which are the best movies that I consider adventure movies. And if I consider this an adventure movie, it's better than Road to El Dorado.
Okay.
That's where I'm going.
Okay.
I'm glad you didn't run from the room screaming.
Oh, God, yeah. If it was Pinocchio, that door would have slammed.
It's so funny.
Would have thrown the computer out the window. Like, no!
No love, man. No love for Pinocchio.
So for my number one, I went with an action-adventure comedy series from Nickelodeon.
Wow.
I went with Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh. For a second there, I thought you were going to say Adventure Time.
That's Cartoon Network.
Oh, I don't know where these shows are played.
And,
but
yeah, they do go on adventures.
It's in the title.
Yeah, well,
Avatar, huh?
Yeah, Avatar,
okay.
The Last Airbender.
I don't think I realized you were that big of a fan of Avatar.
I love Avatar.
Really?
Yeah. Sokka's the best character on the whole show.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take your word for that.
Of the Water Tribe?
Yeah?
Southern Water Tribe.
Of course.
Yeah. What?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's Avatar.
So
they got to defeat the Fire Lord.
Well, give me the synopsis. Sell me the show.
Okay.
Because I don't know much about it.
So, back a long time ago, there were the 4 nations. It's Earth, Fire, Wind, Water.
Okay.
And Earth, Fire, Wind. Yeah, Earth, Water, Air, Fire, whatever. Air instead of wind. So the four nations, they all live together hard because there was an avatar, and everybody uses, you can use your elements.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I'm an earthbender, I can bend the earth to do whatever I want.
Okay.
Same thing with water and air and fire. And there's the avatar, and he's the master of all of them. Something happens, and he goes missing. Then the Fire Nation comes, and they attack and try and take over the rest of the world. And they do a really good job of it. They take over most of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So then the Avatar, they find him, and he's been asleep, basically enclosed in ice for like something like 100 years, 50 years or something like that.
Okay.
So these two kids, Sokka and Katara, from the Southern Water Tribe, they rescue Aang, and then they have to go with him to help him become the Avatar, because he's really good at airbending, because he's an airbender, but he doesn't really know anything else. So their whole thing is to take him around to all these different places to learn how to do these other elements to become the Avatar, to fight the Fire Lord in order to bring peace back to the world.
Okay, nice.
And hijinks ensue.
Adventure-filled hijinks.
Adventure-filled.
Nice.
So yeah, it's nothing but adventure.
That's a pretty
They hardly ever stay in one place more than once.
That's a pretty good pick. Now, did you pick a single movie, or was it all series? I don't think you picked any movies, right?
Digimon has a movie.
Well, yeah, but you didn't pick the movie.
Nope.
Wow, that's interesting. I thought for sure you'd put at least one movie.
Like what? I was trying to think of adventure movies that I would.
I thought you liked Road to El Dorado more than you apparently do.
I mean, saying it, I've only seen Road to El Dorado maybe once or twice.
Man.
And it's been like 10 years.
Man, you need to watch that movie again.
Well, maybe if we did Adventure April.
Maybe.
But we can't.
We can. We can do whatever we want, dude.
No, because
we can do Adventure July.
No, because
Adventure August.
Because AAA. Oh, there is another August. Adventure August sounds good.
We don't always have to do alliteration either.
We do.
No, we're doing March to the Stars.
Yeah, but it has March in it.
Again, you have separate rules for every single thing.
You're
impossible to argue against. Well, on that sigh, I think we're done.
I need some caffeine.
You need some caffeine? Why haven't you been caffeinating?
Because I'm on this thing and I can't have pop for the month of January.
Dude, come over to the delicious world of coffee, man.
Gross. It's been terrible because I really want a Coke.
Well, I mean, I really think you need to just suck it up and start drinking coffee.
Why? It tastes gross.
No, it's an acquired taste, and once you acquire it, you will love it.
You know what else is an acquired taste? Crack.
Basically, everything's an acquired taste.
Except cheese.
No, you have to acquire a taste for that.
Nope, everyone loves cheese.
No. You don't come out of the womb loving cheese.
I did. Mice do.
Are you a mouse?
Could be.
Okay.
Part mouse.
Oh, speaking of, we saw that Will Smith is in talks to be in the Dumbo movie.
Did you?
And you think he's going to be Timothy Mouse.
Did you hear who is in talks to be the villain in the Dumbo movie?
Yeah, Tom Hanks, right?
Hanks himself.
Who's the villain in that movie? I don't remember a villain in Dumbo. The clowns?
Ringling Brothers?
Yeah, like...
P.T. Barnum.
The circus
They
owner?
do make a P.T. Barnum reference in Atlantis.
Yeah?
I noticed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
He says P.T. Barnum was right.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
James Garner knew P.T. Barnum. It's kind of nifty.
Well, P.T. Barnum was an international superstar in the early 20th century. He was big deal.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet he's the mouse.
You think Will Smith is going to be Timothy Mouse?
Or the mouse-esque character.
Yeah.
They may not do Timothy Mouse just because it's too much like Mickey, but...
No, they're going to do Timothy Mouse. You can't not
But it's
have
a live action.
Dumbo
Are you
without
going to
that.
give him the stupid hat and everything?
I don't know what they're going to do, but I would bet they do.
Do you think they do something like they did in, what was that James Franco Oz movie? Oz the Great and Powerful,
yeah.
Do you think they'll do like what they did with JD?
I have no idea
And
what
it'd
you're
be like
talking
this
about.
really weird hippie lucid dream that James Franco has?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, because
Maybe.
they took Zach Braff's character and then they turned him into like one of the little flying helper monkeys.
Oh.
Do you think they'll do something like that?
See, I didn't get your JD reference.
Oh yeah, I mean,
now I
it's
do.
Zach Braff.
Did you see Oz the Great and Powerful?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters.
Oh, I haven't seen it, so I don't know what you're talking about, really.
It's there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The little glass girl's kind of sad.
Yeah,
Her home gets destroyed.
I'm trying to remember the last live-action Disney movie that really
I don't think Oz the Great and Powerful was Disney,
like,
was it?
yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was right around the same time that they did The Lone Ranger. I guess Maleficent was probably the last one that I thought was truly a good live-action movie.
I thought you liked Into the Woods or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Into the Woods was pretty good. I mean, it was an abbreviated version. It's like
I don't even know what Into the Woods is.
half the length.
What? I mean, is that Snow White, Into the Woods? Or
No,
the Woods?
it's all of the fairy tales.
In the Heights.
It's all mixed together. All the fairy tales living in a world together.
In the Heights was not.
Yeah, In the Heights was very much not a fairy tale.
Lin-Manuel.
It's the origin story of Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Exactly. It totally
It is, I know, right? It's very autobiographical. And then, the mythology of him as Hamilton in the next one. And then now he's apparently a demigod rapper.
Oh, what was that dude who was really... Oh, never mind. I was gonna make I was gonna make a Linsanity joke. What was that guy's name?
Jeremy Lin.
Jeremy Lin. Maybe instead of so you can get your Jeremy Lin Linsanity shirts, but then just wear them to Lin-Manuel thing, and then we can get Linsanity started again, and it's just Lin-Manuel.
Yeah, I wonder if he's bummed that kind of catchphrase was already taken by the time he really hit it big, because
maybe.
It's kind of used up because it was in the same town because Jeremy Lin played for the Knicks.
Yeah.
So then when Lin-Manuel blows up, you can't reuse Linsanity.
And they're like, oh, dang.
So lame.
Do you think for we should create the Lin-Manuel Miranda story and call it Lin the Heights?
The documentary of Lin-Manuel's success story, Lin the Heights. That's... I guess that's doable. We could work with that title.
I like it.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
So, how far away from animation has our conversation gotten here?
Who says that Lin the Heights is not going to be animated?
Oh, an animated documentary of Lin-Manuel Miranda. Let's do it. Let's pitch that and sell that idea for $1 million. And retire.
That's all I got. I got nothing else.
All right. Well, then I say we wrap it up. Like now.
Like now?
Now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're done. Episode 25, let's put it in the can.
So we're done.
Finished.
Okay.
It's over.
So done.
Conclusion goes now.